Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for another watch-along, a non-Arsenal watch-along, of course. Rangers versus Aberdeen, the last game of the SPL season. Rangers are going for not just 100 points this season to get into that record, that barrier of 100 points plus points of the season. They're also looking to emulate what Celtic achieved a couple of years ago and go a whole season unbeaten. And seeing as it was also this possibly could fall on the end of the 17th anniversary of when Arsenal achieved visibility in the Premier League, I thought, why not see if history can be made in Scotland again today with you guys. And I know a few of the guys that have subscribed to my channel are Rangers fans themselves. So yeah, one second. Adam in the chat. What's up? Not yeah. I've been joking to death, apparently. Yeah, I'm not too bad. But Arsenal free for the weekend, so fantastic. I'm good. No, Arsenal cannot ruin my weekend. But yeah, I've always had as I said throughout the season, I've always had a soft spot for Rangers at the two clubs. Rangers, don't know why, I just have, and I'm 10 years I've had to wait to get back to where they are, as in winning, not just competing, but to win the title, take it back off that lot down the road, as they'd say. Oh dear, got Steve in the chat as well. Steve, we got yourself. Says draw for us, going unbeaten with 100 points. Hope we keep short for a long time. Well, to be fair, he's something. When you look at what he inherited when he came in and where Rangers now are, he's done a fantastic job. There's no getting around it. There's no denying that. The next step for him, the next big job for him at Rangers really now is getting Rangers back into being competitive in the Champions League. Get him qualify. Even though they're the champions of Scotland, they've got to qualify for the Champions League. So it's in the playoff game, isn't it? That final round of playoffs, isn't it? So they've got to qualify for that. Get into the group stage and get competing. If he can get Rangers into the knockout rounds of the Champions League next season, again, that's a massive improvement on this season as well. Top six normally play last game on Sunday and bottom six Saturday, but it's other way around this time. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Okay. I guess you can't win the league every year. Even best teams go through bad spells. Most of the team won a league in a row. It's 15 in a row. That's just No, I'm not disrespecting. The reason it's been so long for Rangers really is because of, in my opinion as well, was the hardship they were given. There's clear politics involved. Celtic played a massive game in what happened to Rangers, getting demoted all the way down to the bottom tier of Scottish football and having to work their way up. So this is the thing about Celtic. We had nine in a row. Well, let's be honest, most of them fucking title wins. Rangers weren't in there to compete with you, because you just kicked them out yourself. And I'm going to say now, and with that, you had no one to push you all the way. You was given it on a fucking plate. I mean, come on. With all due respect, I could go to Scotland, go to Celtic with the resources they had at the time and do what they did. It ain't that fucking hard. Let's be honest. With all due respect, when they ain't got no rival or no one competing against them to push them all the way and push them and possibly take the title off them every now and then. Of course, they're going fucking 9 in a fucking row. And this is what makes Steven Gerrard has done even more fantastic. Because he came into that, he's had to take that on the chin and know that at some point he's going to have to win a title. At some point, to stop the record being broken to one. Because obviously, I think the records for Scotland would have been held at 9, isn't it? I think. But also, what pissed me off was one of them. Also, the most recent title with Celtic it was given to them on guesswork. Because the league mathematically hadn't been wrapped up. last season, even though it looked like they were all but going to win it, but mathematically they were still catchable. And again, guesswork gives it. They got given the title. I'm like, really? And I think that's, you know what, I think, and the way that the Celtic players, like Scott Brown and fucking Neil Lennon, celebrated during the summer when it was given to them on a plate, I think that motivated them, motivated Stephen Joel and his players to go, you know what, you fucking bastards, now you're going to fucking pay for it. You're going to know what it feels like to, not just to not win the title, but to watch your rivals, your neighbours, rub it in your face. And I'm hoping this isn't a one-off with Rangers, like a one-season thing. That next season they come back, they push Celtic all the way. I hope it's more closer than it is this season, in the sense of both teams going at it, but Rangers get over the line again and go and defend the title. And not just, again, because then that's an improvement on what Stephen Jones is almost automatically improving again for the following season. But yeah, players are coming out. Aberdeen are coming out on my screen anyway. Aberdeen players, and also, and at the end of this, as everyone knows now, because it's been the last game of the season, and it's at Ibrox. Rangers will be given the title to lift for the first time in 10 years. And who would have thought before obviously politics got involved in Celtic doing what they did to Rangers, who would have thought back then it'd be another 10 years before Rangers actually won a title, the Premier League title anyway. Rangers have to play 2 qualifying rounds. Some teams have to play 4. But this is the thing. This is what does me head in with UEFA. I mean, putting this stuff in place. I mean, it's a Champions League. The name is including a title, but the likes of Rangers and others are having to qualify. They win the league, but they still have to qualify to be in the Champions League. It's ridiculous, in my opinion, anyway. And the fireworks are going off. So let's see if Rangers can actually seal the season off with not just 100 points, but the unbeaten season. And stick it up Celtic's yam basically. Oh dear! But if you needed to, also by the way, I do want to say that people have been having issues with putting their comments in the live stream for some reason. If you are having a problem, you can and you're able to contact me on my social media platforms, be it Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. If you're having problems, do let me know, and I'll look into it straight away whilst we're live, and I'll try and sort it out. But yeah, if you're new to the channel as well, do smash that like button, and also, guys, regular guys, Steve and all that, share the stream around with everyone you know. So I will be back later on, actually, tonight, for the FA Cup final match between Leicester and Chelsea. I will be doing a watch along for that as well. Retro in the chat, big up Retro. Unlucky last night, by the way. That Man City riot, give you that, but unlucky. And we're off, by the way. All right, get the scoreboard up. Here we go. Oh dear. The annoying thing is I can't have any commentary. I can't have the sound on anything because this bastard picks it up like even a minuscule. It'll pick it up and then fucking Sky the SPL come after me and try and shut the fucking channel down. With Arsenal nothing to play for, you just want season end and start first. Nobody interested in it. That's the thing. I think that's another reason why they've Arsenal have released the away. Of all kits to release as well, I don't get why only Arsenal would release the away kit first in a situation like this. Not the home kit. Oh no, not the home kit. Release the away kit and get some PR bollocks. Oh, it's to celebrate the 71 season. Well, actually, it's not, because wrong shade of yellow. The shorts aren't blue, and the calendar's still the wrong way fucking round. So don't give me that PR bollocks. Not buying one anyway. As I said, I ain't buying anything Arsenal related from Adidas to clubs or whatever merch sponsorships we have, basically that the clubs have, until the Conkeys are gone. I have to do my bit. I'm going to stand my ground. And kits coming out like they did on away kits coming out weight that has yesterday. I'm not enamored by it, so it's not actually making me want to bend the knee and go, okay, why not? Because they're crap anyway. I mean, as I said, I got this season's home shirt because my brother got it for me last summer during the lockdown when it came out, because obviously as a belated birthday present, because he couldn't get me anything for my birthday because we were in lockdown. We couldn't do fuck all. Nowhere was open. But yeah, season itself, yeah, as I said, I'm not really bothered. I mean, we've got Pedersen, right, and people were saying in the chat, I mean, Frankie was in the chat last night saying if we win our last two games, we'll finish the season 5 points better than what Wenger's last season was. And look where we are. Means nothing. You could have more points. For example, we could literally finish the season in fifth on more points than the 2016-17 season. It means nothing. In the sense of it doesn't get you the main prize for us is obviously getting back in the Champions League and competing for top 4 in Champions League spots and getting that Champions League spot to then take it to the next stage like Liverpool did when they got back into the Champions League. Whereas we're now literally in a position for these last two games where the games really they mean nothing to us. We'll watch the games and see them out, but we ain't gonna, be like, oh yeah, fantastic, because it doesn't mean anything. And the worst thing is that we go 1-0 up. What you've been reading in the chat now? 1-0 to Rangers apparently. What the hell happened there? After seeing it myself, what on earth happened? But hey, you expect Rangers, people are saying Rangers are up for it in the chat, but you expect them to be up for it because what's at stake for them in the sense of the unbeaten record, the 100-point record as well. You expect them to, and they're at home as well, and the fans are outside. Okay. James Tavernier literally gets the ball, he crosses it in, and it deflects massively off the defender there, Aberdeen defender, and the goalkeeper. Don't know what the goalkeeper was doing, but yeah, dives the other way basically. We have a goal already. Well, hey, you know what? With that, even though it's not Arsenal related, let's have a bit of Joel.
Oh, look at that! Joe, you got some food. You got some food on your chest, mate. Maybe.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh dear. So, Mark, your must be happy to see you in the chat as well. But as I say, literally, worst case for us is the thing is the worst case for us at the moment is not being in Europe next season. The worst thing is that we get the Conference League spot by some miracle. In one sense, it'd be a miracle in the sense of where we were a couple of weeks ago, but in the other, but then it's the worst thing because again, it's the conference fucking league. It's the league against no disrespect against teams that aren't even good enough to be in mainstays, the top two European competitions, Champions League and Europa League respectively, and we're going to be in that. And I think it's because of the name Arsenal. We'll be again heavily favourites to win that as well. And I think we have to, again, the travelling to Timbuktu and back effectively. Manchester City finished second in the league for 5 years in a row, and fans think 5 years in a row in second place is not normal. It's the standards that fans come used to, don't they? My cousin playing in the Aberdeen team, his name is Dillian McCoy. For pronouncing it again, sorry, not saliva in my mouth. He also played for Celtic, Hibs, and Sunderland. Okay. That's cool. What, Sunderland, when they're in the chat, what? As in Sunderland, when they're in the Premier League Championship or when they've been in League One? Either way, it's cool because obviously they're a decent team. And again, they'll be favourites to come up for. I think they're in the playoffs, aren't they? So they'll be favourites to get up for by the playoffs. Oh dear. Right, let's have a look. About this house. Oh dear. I think Celtic are playing, aren't they, at that moment as well? I'll keep an eye on them for you as well. I mean, that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. Oh, I've got a dislike already. Way. Can't think why that is. That's my bloody head in. Oh dear. The championship, that's cool. But he also played for Celtic. Oh bloody hell. Fair play to him. Excuse me. Oh god, I was saying Celtic, that was it. Not the fact I've got a dislike already. for no reason. I can probably guess who that is, but it doesn't go there, that one. Hibs Celtic is still 0-0, by the way. And St Johnstone v Livingston is still 0-0. Oh dear. Premier League as well. And Burnley v Leeds is not long kicked off. Burnley 0, Leeds 0. Oh, right. Hey, Mark, how you doing, mate? I'm assuming you're watching this game as well. The other half is anyway, at least. The thing is, Mark, we've been as Arsenal fans, we've been here 17 years ago. We're in this situation in the sense of last game of the season. As long as you don't lose, we're going the season unbeaten, undefeated. I know it's different levels, but still. Oh dear. I remember watching Joe Lewis play for Peterborough in the Championship when he got, Capello picked him, didn't he? In the England squad. That was bizarre, that was. And he was hardly thought of as well as being England number one, and like future England number one, and a Premier League club come in and snap him up and all that. Never happened though. And obviously, as you say, he's near the end of his career now in Aberdeen. And the SPL. No, not the boxer, John. Didn't actually play. Capello picked him. He didn't actually play for England, did he? He got picked as for the squads, a couple of squads under Capello, but never actually got played. Furthermore, anyway. Oh, free kick Aberdeen. Hayes been taken down. Oh dear. Oh, there's Glenn. Go on, Glenn. Come on, obviously. From the Gooner himself. One of us. One of us. So we're about 11 and a half minutes into the game. Played some good football, Rangers, and as you said, they're up for it. 1-0 up. And they're unlucky. Good block there in the end. And the Aberdeen defender, easy could have been 2-0. I think that was roughly Football Leagues player as well, I think that was. Had the chance there. Mark saying, I don't think he did. He might have come for a second half, not 100% sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't remember. Playing Capello's era, what do we expect? To be honest. Oh dear. Well, again, have a chance to go 2-0 up. Goldston, the shot. Header shot, all the same. The way this is going, this could be a fucking cricket score because Aberdeen has been pretty much most of this match so far been penned in their defensive half. Imagine what this would have been like if fans are allowed in for this game. Jesus Christ. The atmosphere would be fucking on it. And Aberdeen on a break. Got the ball. Good tap in the end, but yeah, it's a bit. You had to time that well, otherwise could have faced not only just getting away free kick, maybe a booking. Oh dear. Oh, a win again, cleared, and that for Friday. What's it going to do? Aberdeen phone come off Tavernier's chest. Oh dear. As I said, guys, I will be back later for the FA Cup final. I may even do, depending on how I'm feeling, a watch along for Brighton versus West Ham, because obviously West Ham going for the Champions League, what's to go for in that game. From one half of it anyway. And I will be back again, I'll definitely be back tomorrow around just before just before 3 o'clock, at 10 to 3, 5 to 3. I'll be back live tomorrow for the Arsenal Women's FA Cup match between Arsenal and Palace. Joe's last ever game as Arsenal manager before he goes back home to Australia with his family and all that. And yeah, and also be into part 2 of the celebrating the Invincible podcast. Obviously, we'll all be covered. There'll be more centered tomorrow on the actual Invincible. We won't divert like we did last night. I do apologise for that. We did divert halfway through and just talk about the modern Arsenal instead of actually sticking to the actual subject. We sort of diverted off and never went back really. But yeah, we are doing a part 2 with a few of the guys. And yeah, it will be completely centered on the Invincible season itself. I promise you that. Oh dear. John in the chat says, back in the day, I used to be in the Rangers Supporters Club. My first game was on the 22nd of January 2000 when we beat Aberdeen 5-0. Bloody hell. What a first game, eh? Or actually, obviously, scored one. That's good. That's a good first game to go to. But you know what would have been the absolute corker, especially if Rangers had won for your first game? An old firm back then with Henrik Larsson, John Hartson, Neil Lennon as a player, Sidney and Petrov. I'm trying to name Celtic players here, obviously. Two decent teams back, two, not just decent teams, fantastic teams they had back then. You don't understand why, because it sort of happened before the Celtic did what they did to Rangers 10 years ago. Don't understand why the quality of players that the likes of Rangers and Celtic were attracting suddenly, with all due respect, dropped the way it did. And it's never sort of recovered since. I don't know if Celtic thought doing what they did to Rangers, thinking that maybe that would have helped them go and bring them players in. I don't know, because it's just never been it's never since that standard player dropped off. It's like, well, obviously either left or retired themselves respectively. The standard did massively drop in the mid early 2000s, mid to late early 2000s and onwards. It was just like it's been a slow decline of the standard, the quality both teams used to have compared to what they have now. With all due respect. Also went to the Scottish Cup final that year, and we beat Aberdeen 4-0. Had a good year. It wasn't a good year for Aberdeen that year then. I mean, I don't think what's not helped Scottish football in the last couple of years is obviously, Adam Rooney leaving Aberdeen, and he was fucking he was of a high stat. He was held in a high regard in Scottish, not just at Aberdeen, but in Scottish football itself. And then he just fucked Aberdeen off and the SPL off for League Two football with Salford. And obviously it came out that they were offering Salford of League Two were offering more money than Aberdeen and what you could earn at SPL in general. When you look at the owners, and they say, you just got to look at the owners of fucking Salford's Town or whatever it's called. And they do hypocrisy to come on fucking Sky, some of them, and go, football's for the fans. The Super League is ruining football. Blah, 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 blah. No, actually, no, you are. Outpricing fucking top flight teams. Outdoing them with wages. You can offer all the wages you want because of the money you've got. Fucking idiots. Oh dear. Jim Nate lost his teeth again, bloody hell. How are we doing anyway? Let's have a look. Still can't believe someone disliked the fucking stream already. Like, seriously. I've got a rough idea who it is. Yeah, it suddenly changed when I talked to that person later on. When they give the reason why they did it. It's like, you fucking... Ugh. Oh, Morelos having that was a poor shot from Morelos. The fact that Rangers have won a title with Morelos in the team is unbelievable. Considering he likes to get sent off every other game pretty much. What's it doing? over there. Oh dear. Bear with me a second. Oh, my day's right. Sorry. Off topic now. Obviously, it's sort of in keeping with the game itself. But Stevie Gerrard. Do we think he was obviously he'll stay put if, say, for example, a Premier League club or comes in for him during the summer? Don't know who, but say for example, do you think he'll stay loyal to Rangers and wait till Liverpool comes along, or do you think he'll up sticks and piss off basically? Come back to the Premier League and hope Liverpool see him full, in the hope that Klopp fucks up next season. Because we all know deep down Gerrard wants the Rangers, the Liverpool job after Klopp. I was speaking to people the last day. Oh, sorry, I was reading that tweet. Fucking Fabrizio's tweeted out. He tweeted. I'm just trying to read it. Right. I was speaking to people last day about something to Arsenal moves, and players are always attracted to join Arsenal. I was just basically quotes of what Fabrizio said on the Arsenal lounge last night. Chris over from Facebook says, "Good question. Mate does talk. Yeah, that's the thing. He does talk. That's always been the thing about money. That he does talk, because that's come in really into effect from when Abramovich bought Chelsea. From the second that he came at Chelsea and did done what he's done there, and obviously Man City about 4 years later, and all that. When he has had a massive say in football, again. I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's got massively out of control. Luke is asking what are your thoughts about Fabrizio reporting on Aaron Ramsey. And basically, for anyone that doesn't know, basically Fabrizio is saying that Aaron Ramsey will be leaving Juventus this summer, basically, and he will be open to a move back to Arsenal. He'll give them the chance. And basically, it's in Arsenal's court, basically, if they were to take that offer up. And he also ended that tweet saying, remember when Arsenal had the option to bring Cesc back, and they didn't. I think it's different. The thing is, it's different now, because Cesc was. Don't get me wrong, Ramsey was a good player at Arsenal. Let's be honest. There's not get around it. In the big games where he needed him most, he stepped up. I.e., the FA Cup there, FA Cup in 2017. He stepped up and scored the winning goal there as well. In certain games, he's a big game player. If you think about it, looking back, he was a big game player in that sense. But it's just one consistently of the same level as Fabregas. He was always touted to be the replacement for Cesc, but when Cesc left a year earlier than what everyone thought, it fucked up his development, because obviously he's then literally had to come in straight away and fill the void straight away a year early than what was planned. Then he obviously had the leg break from Ryan Shawcross. He was that for just over a year. I actually met Aaron as well. Whilst he was in the summer like literally a couple of weeks before the new season started. From the new season, a couple of weeks before the new season started, after the season where he broke his leg. After their Members Day thing, and they put out on their website basically, be outside turnstile S, and there'll be a surprise basically waiting for you, and you could be one of the lucky few that gets picked by a certain whatever player comes out, who it may be. It didn't say who it be. But yeah, be out turnstile S, and you may get picked to come in and meet the team and all that. Me and my brother went down there, and we literally timed it perfectly, getting to that turnstile. Literally, we got there, and brother went off to relieve himself, so they say, and it could have been a long journey. Literally, where we used to live, there's a long journey between there and getting to the Emirates. And he was about, I think now, 8, 9, or something like that. He was. So yeah, he's gone off to the gents, and as he's coming back from there, Aaron was coming out from that turnstile, and yeah, we met him. He picked myself, my brother, and there's 2 other families that he picked, and we had a photo of him, which was another. The thing is, we were told we get the photo that we had with Aaron just inside the stadium would be emailed over to us and all that. Never did, and they'll be chased it up. Oh, been a bit of a delay, but we'll get over to you. Never did. Again, it is what it is. But yeah, this was literally in the August of that. I'm trying to think now of that year when he broke his leg, but it was going into the new season. And again, doing an absolute thing. He was an absolute humble guy. Literally made the effort with himself and the other fans he picked and all that, and have a bit of a chat. But he just was, again, going back to the comparison of him with Cesc was different. Cesc was like a completely different level. We all know there's no getting around that. There's no disrespect to Aaron, but it's just what it is. So putting that comment in there saying, "Oh, remember when Arsenal tried to get Cesc back? Or what happened?" If we don't go for him, don't go for him, and it doesn't mean that he's going to go to a fucking Premier League club and win a title with them. Let's be honest. They're completely different. And don't get me wrong, look, since he's left, we've never really replaced Aaron, don't get me wrong. But how can I put it? There's no point going backwards because otherwise you're just going to be a stopgap for a year or two, and then you're back to square one again. Just stop fucking about. Arsenal have to stop fucking about now in terms of the recruitment, and just go for new fresh faces and stop looking at the past. Basically, just move on. It's just get the recruitment spot on. No messing about now. Can't afford to really. We really can't afford to now. We keep saying it every year. We can't afford to fuck up the transfer window. But this time more than ever, because we're out of Europe. As it stands, we're out of Europe for the first time in 25 years, and we're going to have a budget where basically we're going to have to work within our means. And the thing is, if Stan stays and doesn't set up, and he does actually invest his own money into the club heavily, and it's the wrong players again and the wrong positions they set all that malarkey, we're going to be back here again this time next year saying the same thing, even worse off. And the value of the club then decreases even more than what it has already in the last week or so. Because Arsenal being outside of Europe for the first time in 25 years has devalued the club. The value of the club has devalued in the last week and a half or so, since it obviously got knocked out of Europa League. But once it's officially confirmed that we're not going to be in Europe via the league as well, once that's officially done, that's when it's going to get messy. And that's when they're doing all this PR talk of. It is PR talk, far as I'm concerned, because I've heard it for the last 11 years. I don't believe it. And also, I don't get another thing. Just briefly, I don't get why people are stressing over Daniel Ek and why things have gone quiet there. All of a sudden, maybe, and he's look. Henri's even come out and said the bid was coming in the next few days. Obviously, a few days have passed, so the bid's been made. Daniel Ek, Henri, Bergkamp, Vieira can't now say anything until they can't. There's no point in saying anything now until they hear back from the Cronkies. Once they hear back, then they can go public again and say, "Look, we made a bid, but you know what? We've heard they've rejected it. We're going to come back with another bid and things like this is what we're going to do next." Because there's another again, people are thinking that bid goes in, it'll be accepted or rejected just like that. It's not the case at all. Stan, mate, and the thing is, and also I say Stan because he's the actual. He's the boss, basically. He actually runs the company, the KSC and all that, and he runs the club. So he himself may be waiting until the end of until the season finishes before he actually comes back to Daniel with a yay or nay on the offer. 2-0 now. 2-0 Rangers away. I'm just about to see them. I'm literally about 10 seconds behind you guys then. That's good football. There we go, David. So that is it. Cool. Go on. Oh, Ryan Kent runs into the box. Pulls back. Oh, that was easy. Former Leeds player as well. What's it? Again, if I pronounce his name wrong, I do apologise. But Rufe, or how you pronounce it, with the goal there. But Ryan Kent there with the assist. Got a bit lucky there with the actual failed attempted clearance. Falls back to him. He runs, gets and goes close to the byline and just pulls it back. And Rufy was there just pass it into the goal. Oh. Now just got to change the scoreline around. Looks like, yep, Rangers will be finishing the season undefeated with 100+ points. There we go. I mean, yeah, John, as you say in the chat, it says it after. I've seen it for the last few, well, since they released the training, but next season's training gear. It says it all about how bad the season has been. Arsenal as a whole have never ever, in my lifetime, released new kits, new training gear for the following season, whilst the current season is in play. Ryan, can you put my mod status in green, please, mate? Oh dear. Come back from the chat because there's quite a few questions in the chat. One sec. Luke was asking, what was your thoughts on the away kit? Are you going to the protest next Sunday, 2:00? Don't like the away kit. I said it earlier on. I said it last night at the end of the podcast. Diverted into fucking not what it's meant to be, basically. But at the end of it, I asked the guys their thought and the whole PR bollocks behind it all. And they basically, Stan and Richard both agreed with me and said it was the biggest load of bollocks you could ever come up with. Because the whole PR behind the new away kit that's been released before the season's even ended, by the way, which will be, again, we'll be using this new away kit on Wednesday. Because as I was saying, the PR is to to celebrate basically the 70-71 double winning season team. Oh, hang on. This current season that we're playing is coming to an end. it's the 50th anniversary season. Would it have made more sense to celebrate, you do that sort of celebration this season instead of launching the kit now for next season? Because it technically is a 51st anniversary then. Really, if you actually use your fucking noggin. But again, it's like they don't really realise that Arsenal fans know the history of the club, young and old. We know our history of our club. And then take that to us, and you want to use that as the thing. That's a PR box, okay? You might want to get the right shade of yellow. Don't like the yellow. It's not even yellow, really. It's pale as fuck. The wrong shade of yellow for an Arsenal away kit. Arsenal yellow away kit, anyway. The shorts are blue. So, again, that's another thing. You can't say it's to celebrate the 70-71 season when you look at the fucking kit, the away kit that season. Yellow shirts, blue trim, royal blue trim, blue shorts. And this is like pale yellow with red and blue trim around in here and everywhere. And fucking pale yellow shorts. And again, the cannon. All the cannon's back. Well, hang on, it never disappeared. It's just been the way it is now, the way it's gone to be. And also, you've got all the cannons, on its own sort of thing. Well, that's fantastic. If you put it the right way, why can't you not put it the right way round? Why has it still got to be the wrong point in the wrong fucking way? It pisses me off. And in terms of the protest, I will be there, yeah. And unlike most of the actual protesters, I will not be going into the stadium to watch the game. Because this is the thing, I put a poll out yesterday, because for the last 48 hours I've been seeing people going, "Way, I've got a ticket, get in there for Brighton," or this, that, and the other night. Okay, and it got to the point where I saw the guy that's if anyone, any Arsenal fan that watches Arsenal on YouTube, like the videos they put out, like their version of Gogglebox, basically, but Arsenal, whatever, yeah, for the Arsenal matches, match day and all that. The guy, the bearded guy with his watches the game with his nan all the time. He tweeted out that he's got 2 tickets to the game. What a coincidence! You work for us. You actually are working for Arsenal, and you've been given 2 tickets. One for you, one for your nan. What a coincidence! I wonder why that is. Because maybe not enough people applied. Maybe, but still, people have applied clearly, but not enough to fill the 10,000 vacancy. But the ones that have applied have all got their ticket. They're all going, well, hang on, okay. I basically put a poll out yesterday saying, I hope you're not, basically, for anyone that's got tickets for the game now, for the Brighton game, last game of the season, I'm assuming you're not going to be protesting then. Because in my opinion, going to the protest, going cronk. So, don't know, my fucking mic just turned itself off. I hope you can hear me still. But if you can hear me, that's fantastic, hopefully. But it's basically, I was like, oh, and basically the options was, no, won't be doing a protest. I'm not a hypocrite, and yes, I'll still be protesting. There are the 2 options. And two people took it, follow me, by the way, took it at their own thing and basically went in the attack. I'm like, well, hang on, and I've explained the reason why I've said it. They're still, well, actually, the tickets make no difference to him. Well, hang on, they fucking do, because it puts money in his fucking pocket. It literally puts money in his pocket. He earns from the club. He's the fucking majority. He's not even the majority. He is the owner of the club. Any sort of money that goes in, that gets brought into the club, he fucking earns. Full stop. people again, you've got. Oh, it's been tough for me because I haven't been able to go to the games since last March. Like obviously the last game for was West Ham or whatever. Hang on, we're all in the same. Every Arsenal fan is in the same boat in that sense. It's just about mentality and actually getting your head out your arse and going, you know what, for the greater good of the club and for what we're actually trying to put into motion, we have to make sacrifices. It's clear as day. Again, it's going to come out as I'm attacking certain parts of the fan base and being aggressive. I'm not being aggressive about it, but I'm attacking and just not being aggressive about it. Certain members of this fan base don't have that mentality, don't have the bottle to make the sacrifice that is needed at the moment. And again, if it was Arsenal versus Brighton, then basically it was a game where we were to secure, for example, either a Champions League spot or a league title. I can understand. You know what? I can sort of bite my tongue and go, you know what? Fair enough. You want to be part of the celebration. You want to be there, be that person saying I was there, sort of thing. But it's a nothing game as well. And they're going, oh, we want to support we've got to get behind the team and support the manager and support. What the hell have they done all season to merit us showing our support to them in the stadium? Anyway, taking it the equation, you're putting money into Stan's pocket in the first place, you're buying a ticket. And I'm not saying to anyone to sacrifice their season tickets and this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that at all. Because all season, season ticket holders have been given the option of, when obviously tickets have come up for sale back in December and now, they had the option of either they can apply for a ballot, which obviously they'd have to pay a portion of their season ticket towards that game if they were successful or not. I mean, successful in that particular ballot, or just not apply, and whatever they would have paid for a season this season rolls over to next season. Basically, it'll be frozen and it'll carry over to the next season. And obviously, people have been getting emails saying, since we got knocked out of Europe, saying that obviously season ticket prices will be frozen again for next season, and possibly they won't have to pay their pay for their season ticket for next season because of what's happened, the falling out of Europe and all that. So it's not even a case of saying, oh, you've got to give up your season ticket. I'm not saying that at all. And for members, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the case is for members if their membership's been the money they've paid for the membership this season is going to carry over to next season because effectively, if you're a member, what you're paying to be a member haven't got anything from it this season because I hold if a member you get your members paid by I still haven't got, and you're basically prioritise members to be given a chance to apply for match day tickets and all that, and we haven't had that this season. Let's be honest. You know, nearly half time, by the way. Nearly half time. Is it half time now? Yeah. Yeah, no injury time added on. It's 2-0 Rangers. Great dominance from Rangers, let's be honest. Lucky to just be 2-0, let's be honest. From Aberdeen perspective. What's the protest on YouTube last night? What protest was that? What protest was last night? I agree with the protest, but it won't bother Stan one bit, I'm afraid. I get what you're saying, but also it's all about publicity, and the media keep publicising it and ramming it home, not just in England but throughout the whole world. And it paints a bad light. And I've said when they officially put it out there that we're going to allow fans back in for the last game of the season, I actually said what the message that would be sent to not just Well, but to Stan if, come the last game of the season, no one applies for a ticket and no one goes into the stadium to watch the game, but does a protest and goes off elsewhere, for example, to the local pubs in the area to watch the game with their friends and all that, because you can also go into indoor pubs now and all that. That will send a huge message, and it would fucking financially, it would embarrass Stan like you wouldn't believe, because all the sponsorships as well. We'll be like, what the fuck? Hang on, we're paying X amount to you for every year, basically, for us to sponsor, for us to be sponsors, a sponsorship tied to your club and all that, and your club's in the shit, basically, with all due respect. And with the whole Daniel Ek thing that's going about at the moment, it might actually force Stan and just to bite the bullet and sell up. But the fact that there's now fans that have applied and been given tickets and got tickets for this last game of the season against Brighton, this meaningless game, by the way. If you're going to the protest and then you're going straight into the stadium, you're defeating the fucking object. And then that's where he won't care, because like, but 10,000 of you bastards are coming into my stadium to give me money. Hey, and I guarantee that the 10,000 morons basically that have done this, they're all going to put even more money into his pocket by buying the teas, the coffees, the beers, the soft drinks and all that, the food, etc., rather than the stadium, the match day programs. So, yeah. Let's not even go there. But hey, what do I know? It's like I said earlier, and people are going to take it for what it is when I say this again. It's clear. This is just random, clear as day. That there's parts of our fan base that are not willing to make that sacrifice to get this man out of the club as quick as possible. They're willing to suck up they're willing to still go to games, and i.e. suck up having him as owner still, as long as they can go to games. So the more you keep going to games, the less likely he is to fuck himself. If you put money in his pocket, he ain't going anywhere, period. You need to hit him where it hurts. Because like I said, like you guys have said, we can do all the protests. We can protest all we want in the world. That's not hitting that's not going to hit him where it hurts. Short term or long term. Where you're going to hit him short term and long term is not putting money into the club, i.e. into his fucking pocket. Because even the shirt sales, the people have bought the new away shirt already. I don't get why. Him and the board take a commit, even though they get paid straight away from Adidas for being a kit manufacturer of Arsenal and all that. But they make a commission from shirt sales themselves. Adidas get X amount, but a big chunk of the commission goes towards 15-20% of commission of shirt sales go towards Stan Kroenke and the board. They make a commission out of it. The rest of it goes towards Adidas, obviously, and that's why they come back next following year and this, that, and the other. With new kits and this, that, and all this fucking bollocks, and new fucking training kit every 2 to 3 fucking weeks. Oh dear. It is what it is. Oh my days. Stephen's saying in the chat, even one sec. Oh, wrong one. John, I'll go back to yours in a minute, Stefan. But John says everyone on the AFTV next week will be wearing the new. Exactly. The AFTV are the biggest Arsenal channel out there. Let's be honest. There's no getting around it. They're the biggest channel out there. They've got the most subscribers. Obviously, there's a big chunk of rival fans are subscribed to the channel, but there's not going to go to that one. Either way, so they have more. What's the word? Not responsibility, but basically they have a bigger. I can't remember the word now. They do have a bigger pool basically with the fan base, especially the younger fans as well. It's more so the younger generation of fan base, and they're setting an example by buying these new. Because the amount of times DT and all that, or on these the weekly podcast they do doing the new gear, and I'm like, and you know how much new gear is, but we all know how much new gear is, and especially the stuff that is like 100 quid plus, just for a T-shirt, for example. So you know they don't get freebies from the club. Let's put it that way, or any discounts or nothing. They have to pay full price, this, that, and the other. So there's nothing like that, nothing dodgy like that. So they're setting an example of we're against the Cronkies, but we'll still put money into the club, i.e., put money in his pocket. And then again, because of their audience, with the Arsenal fan base side of things, have been a young audience as well. They're seeing that and going, oh, they can put money into the club and they want Cronky out, so can we. Well, hey, I'm just like banging my head of a brick wall. There's a responsibility here, and especially as I say, from the biggest Arsenal YouTube channel out there, and they don't care. They really don't care. I don't want to put money in the club into Stan's pocket. Don't fucking publicise it. Don't go basically, well, hey, look at us, we can afford it. Look at us, right? Come on. Look how it looks on us, guys. Well, hey, sponsorships. Well, hey, da 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 da. Because it's definitely, as the comments going to go, even AFTV want the Cronky on the Cronky's back. I think it's more so Turkish from day one. It's been on Stan's back from day one. Stefan says, afraid AFTV are part of the problem, but to be fair to Robbie, he got some nice new toy. Each to your own, to be honest. Why do people watch it for them? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not. This is what I'm saying. Not majority. There's a big chunk of this AFTV subscribers are not Arsenal fans. They are rival fans that subscribe to the channel, especially this season and any other season since they come along. Basically, and whenever Arsenal lose, the first protocol these rival fans go to is AFTV. I mean, a few months ago I saw it. What was it? Bazinga and Calfasi did a collab, and basically part of the video they did this collab they did together. They're watching obviously our old this random random football fan cams basically, and it came to Arsenal AFTV and all that. And basically, when we were talking about what's this before videos, they're looking at all before when Wenger was in charge, and just before he left, and just before Emery got booted out as well. And the passing comment as they end the video was Calfasi asking Bazinga, basically, Ethan, have Arsenal actually got better since Wenger's left? And Ethan actually went, no, they've actually got worse. They're worse than they haven't been nowhere near top four since. We actually got close the first season, but by a few points. But yeah, there's no near here or there. But yeah, so we are a laughing stock because of that channel itself, in the sense of because of the characters they have to be to get where they are, basically. Look, don't get me wrong. Robbie done what he set the channel up in the first place to give the the fan base a voice and all that, and no problem with that. But when it's so out there now that, I mean, for example, before this pandemic came about, I'd be outside every Arsenal game, home or away. You go outside and you'll see them all set up, people set up ready waiting for them to turn up, DT and all that to arrive and get the stuff underway. And compared to when the early years when they first started up AFTV, you'd get your regulars like Claude, what's his name, Buddy, the also found out the beard and hat and all that, and the tattoos, Buddy. We still go to the games, by the way, just don't go on the channel anymore. But you'd also a good chunk of the interviews would be just random fans that weren't regulars on the channel that would come or want to get their voice on, or voice across and all that for a certain game, and win, lose or draw or whatever. And in the last couple of years of Wenger and carrying over to now, up till obviously the pandemic hit, home or away, it was literally the priority was getting all the regulars on first. Get them all on first, no matter what. No matter how much they could actually film, their priority was to get them on and off, basically. No matter how long it took as well. And if they had enough time to do a roundup, but one more video, then you'd do we saw every now and then, where you'd start with one random fan and go across around in a circle, this, that, and the other. But you never actually saw the interviews of Arsenal fans that weren't regulars on the channel consistently, game to game basis. That's how things have got with that. And obviously now with the pandemic, all Robbie can do is interview the people he knows, basically the people that the league judges and all that. Look, again, I ain't got a problem with league judges, Turkish and all that. Graham. I'll get privately, get away from all this. I'll get on, we chat and we get along and we have a laugh. I mean, they've been on the channel before, as you guys know. I mean, and one thing that's really highlighted and not done Robbie and AFTV any favours is Troops doing what he's done, in the sense of him breaking away and going off to the States and signing on for, what's it, Barstools, whatever it's called. And I think there's a clip there. Again, it rams at him the other day, the arrogance that he has. But it's more arrogance than anything, in the sense of, obviously, him being in the position he's in, he's been able to meet certain players and be because they know obviously who he is because of AFTV. They're sort of, oh, Troops, I know you, being paddy waddy with him. There's a video going about, there was a couple of days ago, of him basically digging out Reece James, because Reece James didn't do that when he first met Troops. He wasn't like that. Reece James was apparently very standoffish, didn't want to have any association with Troops or mingle with him at all. And Troops took offence to that and said, and basically he said he thinks Reece James is up his arse and thinks he's bigger and better than what he is. And how dare he? I am who I am. He should be fucking adhering to me, basically. I'm like, that's not, again, that doesn't help the likes of Robbie and the AFTV that these Troops is left behind, because it paints them in the bad. It gives them, because of the association he has with AFTV, it gives off that image that they are of all the same ilk. Trust me, the people that I know from that channel aren't like that. Oh dear. Always shout out Arsenal on the channel. What channel are we on about here? watch lots of fan cams, but the only one who is close to a meltdown status would be Flying Pig United. Yeah, and because they're trying to copy certain channels like that are trying to copy what AFTV, the blueprint of AFTV. Oh dear. Morning rush, by the way, or afternoon actually. You can't say your usual catchphrase. Oh well. I think you'll live with us until this evening. Caleb saying Pippa is arrogant. I've met Pippa a couple of times. She's been fine with me. I don't know. Again, that was last time I saw Pippa and chatted with Pippa away from a camera and all that. Was when we do 1-1 with Wolves in Emery's. I thought that a couple of weeks, not a week or two, about 2-3 weeks before Emery was sacked. Oh dear. As me mentioning AFTV, I know certain people that have been watching that do like AFTV and what they do. And again, don't get me wrong, what Robbie's put in place in the first place is a fantastic idea, and it did hit off the way it did, but obviously it has got out of control with certain people on there. I mean, again, another one. We all know who I'm on about, Tabe and all that. He hasn't helped things either recently. With how things went off a few weeks ago with him. And every now and then, things aren't. If something kicks off with AFTV, between him and AFTV, it gets personal for no reason. He makes snide little digs. There's a reason what, and the thing is, when he was going to games, I know this for a fact, by the way, when he was going to games a couple of years back, it wasn't him because this is something he claimed. For years, I never went to Arsenal games. I didn't put a single penny into the pocket and all that of the club. But then, literally, I'm trying to think now, when he started going back to games, when he started up his first channel when he was back in the back of his car and all that. I know for a fact, again, even though he was going to games, it wasn't him putting money he wasn't buying tickets like he was claiming via the club and all that. He was getting them tickets via DT and others and others associated within DT himself or whatever. He's never actually. He doesn't have a membership or season ticket at all. So all this bollocks he claims of when he was going back to games of, it was him, but obviously basically starting up his membership again and putting money back into the club that way via and buying tickets via his own membership was a lot of bollocks. Because suddenly, when the second him and DT fell out, that all stopped. He stopped going to games suddenly, and I've heard it on good authority that's the case. And the people that tell me this have no reason to make it up and lie to me. Doesn't bother me, but I'm just saying, putting it out there that there are big bullshitters out there that have fucking, again, a huge fan base somehow for being a bully, basically, an aggressive thug, amongst other things. Stefan says, I think it's great that a lot of rival fans can get on with YouTube as a platform. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's part of the reason why, again, I know for a fact, obviously, yourself, Stefan, and others subscribe to the channel are not Arsenal fans, but that doesn't bother me. Again, I like the fact that other non-Arsenal fans will want to subscribe to the channel for the right reasons and get there. Again, also, you're getting an outside perspective of the club from yourself and others, and I like that side of things because it also sometimes you can get bogged down in the bias side of things and see things differently from the outside sometimes. And sometimes you can see it the same way, but it's good to know either way. Basically, it's good to get that side. Take the score down. Oh, Stefan, I wish we could, but here's the Rangers. Here's a Watchalong, and Rangers are doing what they're doing. So it is what it is. To be fair, though, the second half has been underway for the last 5 minutes, and Aberdeen have actually started off well, really, really well. Aberdeen compared to the first half, anyway. Oh dear. How are we doing anyway? Oh, another. Oh, what a coincidence. Oh, another dislike. I wonder why that could be. Nothing to do with me mentioning AFTV by any chance. Hey. Gotta laugh. It is what it is, though. I'm not going to bullshit anyone and be fake or anything. I'm going to say it how it is. And if me mentioning a channel that you religiously like upsets you, I'm sorry, but I can't I can't buy into the PR bollocks, basically. Or if you took offence to me saying that basically anyone going to the game on next Sunday is a hypocrite by going to the protest at the same time. Again, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Go on, Ryan. I'm intrigued. Oh, dude. The thing is, the person's still watching. That's the thing. I know it for a fact, but I know that person loves AFTV and a certain other person that we've had an issue with before. Cool. Recently, in the last couple of weeks, loves them religiously. I mean, to the point. Not long after I went through an incident with that said person that I did a video on a few weeks ago. I basically because the person that's still watching, obviously, is a big fan of him. Informed him what happened. I wasn't lying. I had a physical proof what was said to me by the person it's abuse. What was said was abuse. It wasn't like jokey sort of bantery sort of thing. It was abuse. Full stop. That person basically called me. Oh no! By the way, this was live when I told this person. This person was live on their channel. And I put it in their chat, and let them know. Oh, by the way, this is what's happened. Called me a liar. And Lee would never do that. I absolutely love him. I was like, okay, I've actually got physical proof, but keep calling me a liar. Cool. Yeah, I know. I just don't like. The thing is, the fact that it's just at the time, the fact that I had physical proof. It wasn't just. It was proof from people that 10 plus people, 10 to plus people that have sent me the same thing on Instagram, Twitter, and all that via DMs and all that. Because I didn't initially see it. It's like them actually showing me physical proof of what had gone down. So I've got and in the end, I got fucking bombarded for over a week then with the same screenshots being sent to me. So I've got literally hundreds of thousands of the same screenshot being sent, pretty much the same screenshot, give or take, being sent to me. But then, so yeah, as I said, I had the proof. Sorry for myself, and then because someone likes someone and they're sub to that person's channel, they can't apparently see the wrong side of things when someone steps out of line. Like, okay, cool. Then other stuff went off when the ongoing months onwards, and it did get out of hand. And then things happened recently, and people start kissing my ass and begging for forgiveness, and can we just move on, all that malarkey. I'm like, okay, I don't hold grudges. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do that. And then playing silly buggers last night, and then now, literally, just because I've said what I've said about AFTV there and other people, it's an opinion, with all due respect. AFTV have a huge response. They do. You know what? We're going to say, but they have a huge responsibility. With the Arsenal fans that are subscribed to their channel, they have a huge responsibility towards the Arsenal fans that are subscribed to their channel, especially being that the younger Aberdeen attack. 2-1. No, did that go in? Did that not go in? Surely that crossed the line. Got to see a replay there. Because also in SPL, there's no goal line technology, is there? So I'd be interested to see if that edge actually crossed the line. It's good to have, yeah, exactly. I like that side of things as well. That's why we had Pete in the chat for the last couple of nights in the chat, in the live chat, giving it what he did, and obviously I put up the first night he popped up the discussion we had with him, the Tottenham fan. He came back. We had a bit of a laugh again since. So yeah, again, no, it didn't cross the line. I thought it had. From the angle I saw, I thought it had. No, it didn't cross the line. I hit the crossbar and bounced back out. Yeah, I don't get involved in the whole YouTube drama or BS, whether we want to look at it, unless it's called for. And once it's obviously a few months ago when I had to defend myself on the channel from lies, basically from other people. I think it was a few months ago either way, just before, I think it was just after New Year. I had to come out and defend my buddy, not just myself and my integrity, but the channel itself, in the sense of what the stuff I was being accused of. So after a week of fucking just having it all chucked at me and literally been told, don't say anything, no, keep stum, I flipped. When they kept going, I flipped. And I did what I did. They didn't like it. They unsubbed and gave me abuse, and then continued to, by the way, talk down to me in other people's live streams like I wasn't there, thinking as big I am. Oh, one sec. And it's amazing how once they were showing for what they really were, and they saw it themselves, and it didn't paint a good light for them. They've all come running back. It is what it is, though. Yeah, Steve in the chat says the veins will start the second half very sloppy. Yeah, very sloppy compared to the first half. But I'll say now. And then obviously the other week when the whole situation went off with Lee Gunner, with the fan cam he did and what was said, and the fact that he then got that clip and then used it to promote that video, this, that, and the other, and then suddenly realised it wasn't as innocent as he believed it to be. Well, it's 3-0 now. Oh, here we go. I'm about to see it myself. Oh, that's a good goal. That was sloppy from Aberdeen. Again, that was a good start from Aberdeen in the second half, and then one sloppy moment, and they've been made to pay for it. 3-0. Undefeated Rangers. There you are. There's no getting around it now. There's no way Rangers can fuck this up. No, at least I've doing this watching on the way I have. Again, having a conversation with you guys, but that's been goals, not a dull 0-0 game. Sorry, Stefan. Steve, how does it feel to finally win the league? Boys would have never done it if I played. Celtic bottled it this year. Rangers deserve the championship. Rangers bottled it from day one. That's the thing. From this day one of this season. Or the Jermaine Defoe's coming on as well, but the thing is, Celtic don't really have the excuse of, for example, the English Premier League teams have, where we had to finish our season, and then we had a month and a half between the end of that and then the new season starting. They literally had, from when the football was put on pause in late March, early April, all the way through till late August, early September, when this season started for them. Oh yeah, it was early September, yeah, actually. To get ready for the new season. They had a massive gap. And so they don't have that excuse of, oh, we're exhausted, we did it, and this, that, and the other. No, you had a fucking 4 or 5 month gap. Effectively, you had an actual pre-season and some behind you. Let's put it that way. But yeah, also Haggie's gone off for former Burnley. Oh, what was it? The former Burnley player. I can't remember his name now. It's on the screen. It says fucking Artfield. That's it. Artfield's come on. What's that? You doing the FA Cup watch? I will be doing the FA Cup watch along, and that's at half. It's at half kickoff, isn't it? So we'll be going live. If any guys, again, if any of you guys want to come on, join either for the whole stream or quarter past 5 kickoff. So we're going live about 5 o'clock. Yeah, if any of you guys want to come on, it's still 0-0 at Hibs. Hibs vs Celtic is still 0-0. It's mad. It's also Leeds are winning 2-0, by the way, against Burnley. So we're going live around 5 o'clock for the FA Cup. I've got the thumbnail ready. Just got to set the stream up after I finish this off. Yeah. So as it stands, 38 games would have been played this season, 32 wins for Rangers, 6 draws, no defeats, 78 goal difference, 102 points. Compared to Celtic, who are in second with 77 points. The gap is mad. That's how much Celtic bottled it this season. It'll be interesting to see is Eddie Howe actually confirmed at Celtic, or is it still just rumours? I mean, Celtic won a quad treble. Just thought I'd remind you. To be fair, I could have done what Brendan Rodgers did there. Let's be honest. With that team, with no challenge, by the way. This is the first season they've had a challenge and they've fucking got torn to pieces. Exactly, John. Exactly. Oh, yeah, you got to laugh. I mean, again, I've been looking at the views about when I saw obviously got a second dislike out of nowhere. A like changed to a dislike, just like that. The views are that's pretty good for an SPL watch-along. When you think the SPL doesn't really get the sort of coverage it used to get and the pull that you used to have, basically. For an Arsenal channel doing a neutral watch-along and all that, but the good numbers have been pretty good. Obviously, FA Cup will be a FA Cup final as well. That'll be up there as well, I expect, because it's FA Cup final. Even though again it's not Arsenal involved, I'd love it. It'll be a lot. Again, if Arsenal were in the FA Cup final today and I was doing a watch on for that, the numbers would be through the fucking roof. So I'm not expecting them sort of numbers, but still. Celtic will miss Scott Bell next season. Oh, massively. And the fact he's going to Aberdeen. No disrespect to Aberdeen, but as a player coach as well. It's a bit bizarre. When the going got tough, he went running. And again, yeah, we'll be doing the FA Cup final watch on. We'll be going live around 5 o'clock, 15 minutes before kick. I'll go through the teams, have a bit of a catch up with you guys. And yeah, again, if any of you guys want to come on and keep me company throughout the stream or whatever, if you can put a few minutes or whatever, let me know and I'll send you guys a link individually. Because I don't do what other people do. And you want to come on? I'll put the link in the description in the live chat, because then you'll get random people you don't even know of try and pop up and go in, try and get on the stream, and if you don't let them on, that's it. I'm reporting the channel. I'm disliking the stream as well. And again, the dislikes itself, it doesn't have. The thing is, the dislikes and likes have no different effect to each other. It has the same effect, really. It gets me out, it gets me noticed more, to the point where YouTube will start recommending me again. I just find it funny that literally I mentioned one subject and fucking a like went to a dislike like that. I'm like, you're taking the piss. Oh dear, you got to laugh though. You don't laugh, you cry. Mind you, John McGregor is 38, 39, Davis is 37, so there's no spring. Even McGregor, you're just saying McGregor. Yeah, there's no spring checkings, but again, it's all about balance, and Stephen Gerrard has found a balance of experience and the youth. More experience in the team than the youth, but still, he has got that balance spot on for this season. But that's another challenge. As you said, these players were at the age that they are at. There's another challenge for him in the summer to bring down the age gap of the squad as a whole. Not massively, but gradually, but still have the balance spot on. If it makes sense. Ryan, what's your prediction for the final? Honestly, I do think Leicester will win today. If draw everything swings, and Chelsea we saw on what day was it? Yeah, on Tuesday, Wednesday midweek when we played them. If that Chelsea turns up, then Leicester will be in for a field day. They'll win. Leicester will win the FA Cup. I was saying, I think it's yesterday. I was saying to someone, I'd absolutely pissed myself laughing after all the shit that we've been getting for the last few weeks from Chelsea fans on social media and all that, and on their respective channels giving it the big I am, because they're in the contention for top four and FA Cup final and now Champions League final. I'd piss myself if they lose the FA Cup final, then Champions League final next in a couple of weeks' time, and amongst that also fall out the top four. I'll piss myself laughing. The arrogance of them. I mean, we've all seen the clips as well going around social media of the Cathy Lewis and his mob doing a watch-along the other day, and when Arsenal scored in that full time, and that way they were fucking going mental and this, that, and the other. The disrespect they showed Arsenal for the win as well. Oh dear. Yeah, as you can see, I've just about got hair. Thanks to this club. The stress this club's put me through has got my hair like that, the way it is. Oh dear, sort of seen me 16 plus years ago. Oh dear. Hairline was on point. And then the downfall came along, and that was it. Oh, the third. It's nearly 4-0 there. 20 minutes to go. Yeah, I think we all want Leicester to win today, obviously. But yeah, I was just looking at it from a football perspective. If we see the Chelsea that we saw the other night against us turn up and touch all over things like we did the other night as well, Leicester will. I think the pressure's off Leicester as well, and Brendan Rodgers in a sense, because they're not the favourites. They're not expected to win anyway, so they can play with the handbrake off, so to speak. All the pressure's on Chelsea. Like it was last year. And, oh, what happened there? I know it's a different manager, but look what happened there. Ryan, what matches will you be streaming during the Euros, or haven't you decided yet? I have decided basically I'll be covering the England games, Scotland, Wales. They'll be obviously, and then obviously outside of the home nations, I'll be covering I'll be pretty much covering most of the games, apart from the dead rubbers, as in like the lower nations against when two lower nations are playing against each other, and it could be like a dull 0-0. I won't cover them sort of the big when it's got the big nations up against each other in the group stages. I think I'm trying to think. I think Portugal, France are in the same group, aren't they? Or something like this. Or Portugal, Spain, one of the two. There's some big games in the groups as well. I'll be covering every single match, pretty much every game, basically. But yeah, once the season's done, I'll be getting the fixtures. I'll be getting the European fixtures up. So I'll be covering the first game with the tournament. I think it's Italy's kicking off the tournament, aren't they? I think it is. I'll double check. So it was meant to be that last year, don't they? But basically, I'll be getting the fixtures up on my old laptop and going through it all, planning the schedule out, getting the thumbnails ready, and literally in order of everything going live. And when it does, bang, 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 have it all up ready to go. Basically, so all I've got to do on the day is that you come on, press live, go boom. And for the home like England games and Scotland, and obviously England, Scotland, for example, coming me and Colin and try and get a few others on as well if they're available. For England games in general, again, I'll try and see if anyone's interested in coming on, because obviously it's England and Southgate and all that. So we'll see what happens there. But we'll be covering pretty much every game of the Euros, unless something comes up, obviously, between now and then. But yeah, pretty much every game of the European Championships I will be covering. And when it comes to the knockout rounds, I'll be covering every knockout round game, the first knockout round, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the final itself, obviously. Pardon me. And again, I want no one to win and have none avoid Arsenal keep it. Yeah, such an outbreak at Wembley today. None avoids a cup final, and we have to remain as defending champions for another year because of that reason. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. The Indian variant takes hold at Wembley and not wipes out, obviously, but puts everyone into isolation, basically, and no one can actually go to the game, including players. Get a conky, we can no thank you. Get a lot of grey as when my beard and the tassel that comes through. It starts growing through. There's the odd white and grey hair here and there, like all over, like in different places, like the odd one here and there. So yeah, I'm getting on 32 on Thursday, so that's gonna be my days. 32, Jesus. And that's what Arsenal done to me. The point that I'm literally in my early 30s. And not my actual hair. My hair is still one colour that it is. Not a single grey hair in sight in my actual hair, head of hair. But facial hair wise, you get the odd white and grey hair in it. I'm like, bloody hell. Not enough to notice up close or anything, but yeah, when you're shaving, when I'm shaving and all that, it's on rinsing the shave off and all that. Jesus Christ. Oh, it massively aged me. Jesus Christ, massively. Again, if you saw me literally 16 plus years ago, hairline was on point, and I actually looked a lot younger than what my age was. And even in my early 20s, I was doing like bets for the Grand National. Doing Grand National bets. I was doing well. I was actually getting like the odd winner here and there, or football bets, and that I was actually going in. By the way, this was when obviously hadn't shaved as well, and I was still getting ID'd. Not just in betting shop, even in pubs and all. I'll get ID to get in the pub on a normal day. In my early 20s, even at 25 and 26, I was getting ID'd. And then literally the last few years, boom. Shane and big up Shane says, "Come on, Aberdeen and Leicester." Aberdeen. I think with about 14 minutes plus injury time to go, Aberdeen have kind of blown it today. I mean, two to three goals. The first goal was a lone goal from the goalkeeper. Second goal was a good team goal from Rangers. Third goal was a complete, absolute fuck up from Aberdeen as a whole, because they started off second half so well, and then literally one moment of madness, and it allowed former Leeds player Ruffey to go and score the third goal to kill the game off. Cheeky fucker. I wait till I see your headlines, Shane, and you have your vaccine. 3-0 leads now. Rodrigo just scored. Amazing how Burnley are now safe. Can't be relegated, and suddenly they're now took the foot off the gas and getting beaten at home to Leeds. Not just Leeds, but they in general. What was it? I'll go to tonight. Brighton at home tonight. And because they're safe, they won't bother. And West Ham obviously win, and West Ham deserve to win. I want West Ham to be in Champions League. I still get it twisted. But it's just like certain teams get their foot bust now. Like, I don't get how Brighton have survived, by the way, in the sense of, in terms of their home record, they are literally, after Sheffield United, have the worst home record in the Premier League. They didn't have a point at home until January. They didn't get a single point this season at home until January. They have the second worst record in the Premier League at home, and they've somehow survived. I do think the Brighton will, again, not knowing who will be that third. I don't know who the third team will be coming up in for the Championship, be it Barnsley, Swansea, Bournemouth, or Brentford. But I actually do think Brighton will be. I do think Brighton will go down next season. I think Knights will struggle again. There'll be that team again, the yo-yo team now, up and down. Because I don't see them going out because they've now been re-promoted back into Premier with the same team that got promoted first time round and relegated and all that. They won't go out and do what they need to do and actually invest in the team properly. Because Daniel Farker doesn't really do that to that extent. He likes to sow faith in his players and all that. It worked fucking well that last time, didn't it? And that's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll stay up looking next season. I think Brighton, Norwich. On the third spot, I'll keep them. It's 4-0 leads now. Maybe Burnley. I hope Burnley will be in amongst it. But I think it depends on who. I think it really does depend on who the third team coming up is going to be. If it's Swansea, they'll go straight back down. Look at the team they have, top Premier League quality. Barnsley, they came up, will be hot favourites to go back down anyway because of they're just out of nowhere done a Huddersfield basically of anything. But I'd like to see Barnsley come up because again they haven't been a Premier League club. They haven't got anywhere near being back to being a Premier League club since they got relegated in '98. 23 years, I think someone said the other day, or whatever it is, 20 odd years since they were last when that was in the 97-98 season. And he's out of nowhere as well, considering the year before, the season before, they had to win their last game of the season to stay up. And then fast forward a few months, 8-9 months later, they've got a 1 in 4 chance of being a Premier League club. And again, that'd be fantastic for the area of Barnsley. Again, it's another derby for Leeds and all that for next season. But yeah. Again, I'd like to see it. Again, I like to see I don't like seeing the same teams keep going up and down. Like I like to see new teams come in the Premier League. I haven't been in the Premier League for, like, for example, 20 odd years, or ever been in the Premier League club, this, that, and the other. Because you get a first aspect to the thing. I mean, when Blackpool came up, that was fantastic. Because again, the fan base appreciated the Premier League. They knew they didn't expect to. They didn't really expect themselves to be there. All 38 match day weeks were a party for them, home or away. And if they got a win, it's fantastic. And they almost survived. That's the thing. Blackpool almost survived. Took it down to the last game of the season. They was a point, didn't they? But United had to put the nail in the coffin, didn't they? But that's how good that was. I think being Barnes out the 4 teams, it would actually piss me off if Bournemouth got up by the playoffs now, because it'd be basically all teams that are coming up will be the teams that got relegated last season. I'm just like, well, what the fuck? 2, you can sort of get it is what it is. But I'd rather see if a Brentford or a Barnsley, Swansea, as I said, they'll be. But the thing is, out of the 4, Bournemouth were to come up, they wouldn't be automatically favourites to go down. They'll be, honestly, they won't be one of the hot favourites. Whereas the other 3 would be, because they haven't got that. Swansea haven't been in the Premier League Cup for a few years. Barnsley haven't been a Premier League Cup since 97-98, and obviously again, bit of Huddersfield have always been, when it comes to the Championship, always been near the bottom half of the table up till this season. And Brentford have again been that nearly club, haven't they? They've never been the Premier League. They've been in the top flight, don't get me wrong, but they've never been a Premier League club. So yeah. But yeah, I'll keep until obviously the playoffs is done and dusted, and we know what the 20 teams are going to be for next season. I'll keep that 3rd spot open for who will go down. I don't think City will find it easy next season either. I think the title race next season will be a lot tight. The tightest title race we've seen for a long time. I don't think City will find it easy. If City were to win it, they won't win it as easy as they have done this season, or in last few seasons when they've won the league. Because we're going to have fans back in pretty much at full capacity. As long as I say that, as it stands, we're going to have fans back in at full capacity start the season. As long as things don't go pear-shaped with the easing of the lockdown and other people and other variants coming into the country and putting us back into the situation where we had to lock down again and not allow fans into stadiums and this, that, and the other. John saying, well, at least if Barnes get promoted, Michael Parkinson and Dickie Bird will be happy. Yeah. I mean, when Huddersfield got promoted the other year, what was it? Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart, obviously. Obviously, one of his most famous roles, obviously, Charles Xavier in the X-Men, and Star Trek fans will know who he is as well. What he did there. He's a Huddersfield boy, man and boy, growing up and all that from the area. So, and he was when they got promoted, he was at every game. This new variant is concerning, says Stefan. It's concerning because it's got into the country, and the reason I'm not shocked, and a little secret here. Brother came to me the other day and said, because he's obviously back working straight away from back in April and all that. This bullshit that the government and media are putting out there, that there's travel bans for likes of India and all that, is a load of lies. Because, as I said, Brother came to me the other day and told me two of his work colleagues have taken holiday leave, and guess where they're going, or where they've gone? To India. As in the last few days. So when it's down broke, obviously the Indian variant's down in the country. I'm not surprised because of that. The thing is, we won't get on top of this. Defoe's has scored. Go on, Hill. Sorry about that. We will not, for a UK perspective, we will not get on top of this fully and be COVID-free fully, whilst we're allowed to be travelling here, there, and everywhere. The government have to get the head out their asses and full stop, not allow a single person in or out of the country. Period. Otherwise, they'll just go round and round and round, back and forth, in lockdown, out of lockdown, in lockdown, out of lockdown. Yeah, Celtics still 0-0. Yeah, I saw that as well. I was like, fucking hell. Against Hibs as well. No disrespect to Hibs, but the Hibs have nothing to play for in that sense. Studio. I keep fucking forgetting to send my days. Nice, guys. Come on, please. Let's smash the marks up, guys. Let's get up to 11 or 12 likes, guys. Come on. And yes, Stefan, replying to your comment, yeah, it will. Declan Martin says, you showing us them lifting the league title. I'm going to be on until they lift the title. They did a presentation, got the words out, but I can't physically show you the images because YouTube will close down my channel. And it's the same for any other channel. If you go to if you find any other channel doing a watch along for this game that's not connected to Sky or Rangers, and they show the actual footage of him then lifting the trophy, you'll see that channel will get taken down. That video will be struck off within minutes. So I do apologise, but I will be staying on air until trophy lift itself. There we go, 10 likes. Come on, couple more likes. Let's get a few more likes before we get in the stream. Let's get to 15 likes at least before we end the stream, which won't be too long, but yeah. Watching the 69 FA Cup final just before Neil Young joined Crosby, Stills and Nash. Lacazette is apparently signing a new contract. The thing is, out of the strikers we've got, out of him and Aubameyang, I'd rather him sign a contract. I can understand why he's been offered a year extension to his contract, because out of the two this season, he's adapted to the Arteta style or whatever it is, but also he works better with the youngsters as well in terms of Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, and all the players around him in that attacking sense. He works with them better than what than what Aubameyang does. Aubameyang hasn't stepped up this season. Massive drop off from Aubameyang, and if I'm honest, look, we're gonna see one of the two sold. It does look like, if anything, if Lacazette's getting a new contract extension for a year, it does look like we're going to try and sell Aubameyang then. Which, you know what, based on this season and the way he's performed in general, I won't be complaining about, really. Full time, there we go. So give it about 5 or 10 minutes and we'll see the trophy lift. Well, I will. And obviously, if you guys can see it yourselves, that'd be good, obviously as well. Yeah. But obviously, the other guy in the chat as well put the comment up on the screen earlier. If you obviously haven't got Sky on it, go to hisgoal.com and the game will be on there as well, so you'll get to see the trophy lift and all that. Yeah, so Rangers are invincibles themselves in their own right. Oh dear. Big up Steve as well, the Arsenal mystery. Hope you're keeping well, mate. And by the way, Tabe, Lacazette is our top in terms of the Premier League. Lacazette is Arsenal's top goal scorer with 13 goals. What does that tell you about Aubameyang this season? So that's what I'm saying. There's so many reasons why I get why they're offering the extension. Doesn't mean they'll sign it, but we're offering it to him, and I get why they're doing it based on this season and what we've seen out of the two. And if he does sign, that means we're going to be sending Aubameyang then. And you know what? Again, even that, I can't complain. Do you prefer August to May League or summer football, but from March to November? I prefer as it is August to May. To be honest, if I'm being brutally honest, and obviously pretty much every 2 years we've got football in the summer anyway in terms of international wise. So yeah. Do you bear with me now? I'm just going to what is on adverts. I'm going to go for another tea, so bear with me for 2 minutes. Here we go. I will be back. Don't worry.
apparently there was another fire in Mayor Wolf. There's Mary Wolf in one of the flat areas, apparently. According to the news, it was minutes away from being another Grenfell incident. You slag! Can I ask why you? Can I ask why you decided to stream Rangers versus Aberdeen? Huh? What, they can name you right now, can they? You heard it.
Oh, so maybe you're shouting.
You're shit!
Oh, it's usually better than one thing.
What?
Really?
Baby, come on. Come on. Listen.
I'm back. I abandoned you, don't worry. Oh, dear. I'm back. Oh. Looking for that video that the Rangers win the European Cup. Cheeky fucker. There we go. Oh. Deal with some idiots. Now we're back. He's tab saying stuff, and there's no more nerves and excitement we used to get leading up to cup final days. I mean, when we're not involved, I get that, but for me, even when we are involved, Arsenal, it's more so the day itself, not the leading up to it. It's the day itself for me that the nerves sort of kick in, and you got sort of, you know what I'm saying. The last 5 minutes of 79 were magic. I'm talking to 79. Bear with me a second again, because obviously it was anniversary the other day. Fucking hell. Fucking chair. Almost stacked it. Being it's cup final day, and the anniversary of this cup final was literally the other day. Got this little beauty. On video cassette as well, the old, good old days. Half of my team lineup and everything. The full final. Whee! I'll be watching that later tonight. Oh dear. Well, rain. Oh my god, really? Okay, this is why I don't have sympathy for fucking Scotland now. Rangers fans are out in their numbers outside Ibrox Stadium, literally on top of each other, celebrating. When all week they've been told, stay indoors. Don't. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, stay indoors. Don't come out celebrating in huge numbers. Celebrate the family and friends, like your neighbours and all that. And yet they're outside going, "Hooray!" They're doing what Liverpool did basically last year. There's an actual bigger turnout at Ibrox than what there was for Man City the other day when Man City won the title. What does that tell you? You can buy all the league titles you want, you still can't buy a fan base. Here we go, players and manager coming out for the trophy presentation now. Oh dear. So you behave yourself. Oh dear. Oh my god. Oh, brilliant. Right. Be interesting how Rangers obviously do, because obviously in England for over a decade now it's been, well, basically since we won the title, it's Arsenal last on the title from 05-06 onwards. It's always been all the other squad members go up to the captains and ask to pay it, go up and then get the trophy and lift it. Obviously 03-04, it was up until 03-04, but 03-04 beyond all that, 11 years. It was the captain would go up first, lead the team out, go up first and get the title, lift the title first and then pass it on and all that. Also, Rangers have come out from the tunnel, by the way, in brand new shirts, right? Home shirts with what they had, obviously the badge is gold, but also the Rangers 1920, like 2021 champions. And was white during the match, was now new shirt with gold in it, in gold. Yeah, no, but like you're saying, but just saying, literally, even the club are saying that come on, we all want to celebrate, and it's obviously a massive achievement, like you said, but we'll celebrate together as one once we get things under control and we're allowed to legally. In the meantime, just celebrate small numbers in your household. Imagine that you can do it. Oh dear, got a lot. Yeah, trophies have been brought out and put into plinth. Just like yeah, but in '98 there wasn't a global pandemic, was there? Just saying. Yeah, all the coaching staff are going up first, like McAllister and all that, getting their medals. And what are they going? They're going straight off the thing and. Is Stevie next, or is he going to be one of the last up? As if I'm going to celebrate Rangers winning. But technically you are, because you're here. Gotta laugh. Seriously. God, bear with me 1 second. Open the door. Ready? Here we go, back again. Psych. Sorry about that. Yeah, literally, as I come back now, the team's up, players up, now up, gone to get their, on me, gone to get their medals. So it looks like the captain's got to bring up a rear. Looks a bit, yeah. Oh, for God's sake! Smell it now. We're going to put the water in the cup, yeah. Brewing. Currently, yes. God's sake. Get there eventually, right. James Tavernier's the last man up. Where's Gerard, though? There's a few spare medals, by the way. I don't get what that is. I have to get his medal, but he has a few medals left. There we are. Give him a trophy. Well, I'm assuming Joe's got his medal already then. Here we go. For the first time in 10 years, very long years for Rangers fans, they are about to become officially the Scottish Premiership champions 2020, 2021. and invincible. Glasgow is blue. Get used to it. There you go. And Jermaine Defoe obviously got his medal. Yeah, Gerard's got his medal as well. Gerard's first league title win as his entire career, basically. He never got one at Liverpool, did he? No slip ups today. Got the job done. 4-0 win. And yeah, 4-0 win. And yeah, Invincibles, and they've turned Glasgow blue for the first time in 10 long years. Now it's all about going again for next season now, planning for next season, defending the title. Stefan, behave yourself now. Why does it always rain on me? So you behave yourself. Can't put that coming up in the stream. But yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap things up now, boys and girls. I'm going to be back at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock this evening for the FA Cup final between Leicester and Chelsea. If you're new to the channel, you want to watch that with me as well, do subscribe now. Do smash the like button. Do share the content around. The stream will be put up in the next half hour as well. Just got to literally set it all up, and that'll be up and running. And I'll see you then. I may even if you guys are interested after the FA Cup final later on this evening, I may even do a Premier League watch along for Brighton versus West Ham, because obviously West Ham going for a Champions League spot themselves. There's something to go for in that game. Other than that, I'll see you then. Until then, enjoy the next couple of hours. I'll see you in a few hours' time. And as always, up the Arsenal. Even those Rangers watch along up. Congratulations to Rangers. They deserve it, let's be honest. As always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.